Whew. Once y'all get in here, get in the room, get in the room. What's going on, y'all? About a minute and 20 seconds, we're gonna get started. You ain't gonna need your popcorn for this one, but you're gonna
Get it ready. Get it ready.
man. Oh man. What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? What's up? What's going on, everybody? How y'all man, I hope everybody is well on this Tuesday. I'm excited about
It's Thursday, bro.
oh,
It's Thursday.
see, that's what happens when you go man. Listen, I had a birthday yesterday.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Turned a big 5-0, man.
Yo.
Man,
Yeah,
the big 5-0. So listen, y'all know who this is, man. Mr. Mike Sears, man. I'm Gil Garrett. We starting the podcast, man.
yeah, we about to do this.
Yeah.
Trust the process, and I'm just me. I'm trusting the process.
Hey,
with you.
listen, man. We starting a podcast called "Say It With Your Chest."
Say it with your chest,
Like
man.
it's a lot of things going on right now,
We just want to talk about it.
and we want to talk about it. And I was a little like, say it with your chest, but that's just how we were brought up.
Yeah,
Like
speak up.
Like speak up. If you speak up and have a conversation and then flush it out.
Yeah. Be men about it, and let's talk about it.
Yeah.
It's too much emotions flying around without any logic, without any sound judgment. Like
Man, you start. Oh Lord.
Bible say be angry, but sin not. Like, so it's okay to be mad,
Right.
but
Yeah.
bring it down. Yeah, it's
Is
okay.
it really okay?
Yeah, it's
because man, let me tell you something, brother. I was furious.
Yeah.
90 days ago,
man.
And when I say I'm grateful for it though, because what I learned through it, and I learned that it is okay to be upset.
Yeah. It's a part all of
but
our
don't
emotions.
sin.
Yeah. All of those emotions are a part of, our makeup. It's the mature person is able to handle them all. And it takes growth to get to that place. Like I'm a far cry from having mastered all of my emotions, but I do realize that through growth and through maturity, I don't have to respond to every single thing the way I feel.
That part. That and you know what? I had to learn. See, we didn't even really come up with a script on how we was gonna do this. Like this is like me. This is me talking to my brother. Like day one. Like
we
like,
go back to to what, 88?
Man,
89?
Jesus, 88, 89. Like before the wives, the kids, before the careers, before everything you know us to be individually and as a group, we made some history together.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to 3200 East Lafayette. Like
3200.
Let me tell you something. Pride of the East Side, that's what made us.
Yeah, man.
I think this in particular, with having this conversation with you and the folks that we're gonna bring on the show and things of that nature, man, like we get to talk about who we are.
Right.
Because I think it's a lot of misconceptions too about East Side.
Oh yeah, a lot.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we bought that. Some of it's true.
Some of it's true. Some of it's true.
Some of it's true, man. And so good to be in the studio space.
Yeah, man. I'm happy to be here, bro.
We got a new studio space, and
yes, sir.
Y'all haven't seen this before, so we wanted to say something, do something different. So you can find us each on our individual pages, but we're gonna get all of the, say it with your chest. We're gonna do the photo shoot for you. We're gonna have a website for you. We're gonna have all that other stuff for you. Yeah, but we know we needed to get started.
Yeah, and in no time like the present.
Yeah,
because with schedules and lives, we'll keep putting it off, and there's nothing like trying to be perfect than procrastinating for trying to be perfect. Yeah, and it's like you just got to get it. And that's it. That's why we're here.
Well, I'm super excited about it. I don't have we don't have everything plugged in just yet. We don't have all of the music that we want to give to y'all. We're gonna be, we're gonna talk about music. We're gonna talk about theater. We're gonna talk about movies. We're gonna talk about everything that surround us. Yeah. Right? Like, I think we should bring the boys on. I think we should have conversations about that. Definitely. We're gonna talk about fatherhood. We're gonna talk about being a husband. Yeah. Not once, twice,
three times
maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna talk about our ups and our downs, some real talk. I think, one thing about a lot of I've been trying this podcast thing for a minute, and I've had some great people, kind of assist and help. But I think what's different about this is, again, it's a conversation with my brother.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a conversation with somebody who know me.
Yeah, vice versa.
I don't have to we don't have to do the titles. We don't have to be sitting here posturing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Mike took it to me. We was in practice, and I thought, because we was cool, you know what I'm saying? It was getting dark. I remember it was getting dark. And I'm like, man, I'm tired, man. I'm about to just go ahead and I ain't gonna really come tackling or nothing like that. Man, that dude sent me push back, ripped through my chest so hard. See, dog. So, we're gonna talk about, those conversations, individuals who've trusted the process, folks who who are still going through the process. I just think we have so much to give at this point that we can't keep it to ourselves.
No,
we cannot keep it to ourselves.
Way too much to, like you said, not share and help somebody else through their process. Yeah. Why are you trusting? Sometimes you just need a little life raft, a little hand out to say, hey, I got you.
Man,
I got you.
And speaking of that, man, I want to go right into it. Listen.
Yeah.
You wrote a book, brother.
I know.
You wrote a book.
Yeah,
my brother wrote. Listen, man, he wrote a book.
I wrote a book, y'all.
He wrote a book. He wrote a book. Come on, man. He wrote a book.
Thank you.
He's an author.
Yeah. First of many. That's the hope. That's the plan.
Like, what was the process like writing this book? Like, why are we here?
First of all, thank you. And the process was way different than what I thought. And I want to lead in with that.
Okay.
Because I think in life, that's what trips us up most of the time. The title of the book is Malfunctioning. It's a play on word. Malfunctioning, spelled MALFUNCTIONING. Malfunctioning. That means something does not work properly. It does not work right.
Okay.
It doesn't function appropriately. But the mirror opposite is male functioning, MALFUNCTIONING. E, meaning male, the male species,
Okay.
functioning appropriately. The subtitle of the book is Get Out of Your Own Way. And a lot of times we're in our way because what we think should happen, the way we think things should happen, 9 times out of 10 don't happen that way. So the whole being Mr. Trust the process, the foundation to that is don't get caught up in all the details. Don't get caught up in the, oh, I thought it was supposed to be this, or I thought it was supposed to be that. I thought it was supposed to be, I thought you were supposed to ride for me. I thought you were supposed to be in my corner. I thought, and a lot of times the process never unfolds the way we pictured it in our head. And so I bring that up. I bring that up because in writing the book, I didn't know what the process was. But what I thought it was supposed to be is not what it ended up being. But I was here for it. And I appreciate the process. I learned a lot in the process. A 3-month initial intentional process took me 3 years. But it was a lot of just really learning. Now, it didn't have to be 3 years.
Gotcha.
I wanted it to be right. It was a lot of stuff I didn't know. And even when it came out, did I have everything lined up and ready the way that I wanted it or thought it should be? Nope. But I'm saying all that to say, man, sometimes you just got to get out your own way. And sometimes it don't look like I don't have all the money. I don't have all the time. I don't have all the resources. I don't even know what I'm doing. But if you keep if that keeps being the reason why you won't start, or better yet, the reason why you can't finish, you'll never accomplish and get the things that you want out of life. And it's literally waiting for you.
Well, how did you get to a point of even knowing that? Like, because I'll be honest with you. Like, you know, like I said, I just celebrated a birthday, 50 years old, man. Like listen, man, just reflecting on that up until my birthday.
Yeah.
Folks, I'm gonna tell you, man, like I didn't expect to see 50.
Yeah.
I didn't expect to see 50. And I know people always had that conversation around, oh, you shouldn't think like that. Like, but in a lot of ways, like there were not a lot of examples on the lifestyle. There were a lot of ways to get the lifestyle.
Right.
There wasn't a lot of ways to maintain it.
That too.
I didn't see the maintenance of the lifestyle.
Right.
Like I know how to get the caddy. We knew how to get the big houses. Right. We knew how to get and damn tried it. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we didn't. What was the maintenance of it or the pressure of having it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like so when you say level. Like if you never get started, like how many times had you had to start over and go again?
Man, multiple times. But I kept hearing those that have gone before me, whether it was father, uncle, preacher, those that, you know, poured into, I've had a lot of men and women pour into my life. And you know, it's about finishing. Like,
because I can't let you over, man. God bless Pops. Like he was Pops for a lot of us.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like for a lot of us that, you know, when our fathers were just out there doing whatever, like we knew your Pops was coming to parent teacher. Like we knew your daddy was around.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can't say that I knew too many of my friends who fathers like be like, oh yeah, we about to go see my Pop, or my Pop's about to talk to me about life.
Right. And that's
it's
important. It's important. I think it's important for every male to have a father that's willing to be there and impart. And, you know, God bless those that for whatever reason, you know, you've made choices or situations, and, you know, this ain't to down nobody, but I'm thankful for having a father there that wasn't perfect. Let me put that part in there.
Yeah.
Because again, as men, sometimes we don't show up, we don't start things, we don't finish things for this thing of this picture of what we think everything is supposed to look like. And society, TV, even people around us will give us a false sense of security or false sense of what things should be. And we don't realize, man, the only person you can beat at being is you. Like, I ain't got no reason trying to beat you. For what? Is there's no real purpose in that. My real purpose, my true purpose is me trying to be better, be the best version of myself that I can be. And for Pops, like you said, you know, it was his one of his best attributes was being there. And again, wasn't perfect, didn't have all the answers, didn't know everything, but being there made the difference. Yeah. And a lot of times, us here being here today, we just said, look, we're gonna show up. Let's do it. Yeah. Because
facts.
If we keep allowing things to get in our way, then there's literally things that's out here waiting for us. There's people that need to hear our voice. And if we don't do what we're supposed to do, they never will. And who knows what difference one word could make, you know.
I always say there's there's real people out here with real problems, looking for real people with real solutions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's always been one of my main things. Like, you know, I'll be going into my 27th year in law enforcement.
Wow.
In January, right? You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Charo for that $100 bet. You know what I'm saying? 27 years later.
And you one of the good ones.
You know what I'm saying? Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you got to make that distinction.
Yeah.
And it's like there are folks out, and I say this in every career, and I'm always encouraging people to get in law enforcement, especially from where we from.
For sure.
Because we have a skill set that, unfortunately, we see things before we even become preteens.
Yep. Man.
Right? Like so we see things and experience things before we are in our preteens that the academy can't teach you to be prepared for. Life can't teach you to be prepared for. When you get into law enforcement, you have to have that thing.
Yeah.
Right? Because there is some real live animals out here.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's some real live folks who just don't care, bro.
Yeah.
And they are relentless. And it's not the robots. Elon Musk ain't built nobody, no robot with no armor that get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and say, if I don't go, who gonna go?
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So, you know, we're gonna cover that. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna have some conversations around that. But the book, let's get back to the book, man. Sure. So, like when you say get out of your own way, do you think that's just something that men go through? Is it more specific to us? A lot of times we get in our own way because we may not have had a solid example or continuous role model in our lives.
I think definitely we lead the way, but it's not just us. I think it's human beings. Period. You know, women as well. You know, but as leaders of society, as leaders of mankind, humankind, and I don't mean that in a condescending way. Mm-hmm. I mean it in the way that God set up in terms of order. You know, because somebody had to lead. You know, somebody has to lead in order for others to follow. And you know, men and women are both leaders. So I'm not saying that in any disrespect. But as men, we're always trying to live up to be something based upon what we see and what we hear. And so if what we see and what we hear is not all good or is not necessarily the right things, then those things can get in the way because I'm trying to be something that I'm not supposed to be in the first place. So it gets in the way. If I don't measure up to that thing that I'm trying to be, then I'm discouraged or I don't measure up. And so it gets in the way, you know, and it becomes problematic because I'm always fighting this sense of belonging. And as men, a lot, we want to belong. You know, we want to be a part of something. We want to be a part of something, and we're supposed to be. Like we're supposed to fit somewhere. We just can't fit everywhere. And here, this is something you said to me. It's been a minute ago, but it was after our first year of college, and it's always stuck with me. And I ended up finding it on I think it was on a poster. I think it was called I think it was Peter's Laws or something. It was like a contradiction to Murphy's laws.
Mm-hmm.
But what you said was, if you don't know where you're going, any road will get you there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's always stuck with me. And to me, relevant to what we're talking about getting in your own way, like you have to make up in your mind, I'm trying to get somewhere. And I'm not just trying to get anywhere. There's a specific place that I want to go. And in order to get there, I have to do this, this, and this. If I don't make that decision, then I'll end up literally anywhere the road takes me. Like you can come up and be like, hey, let's go here. And if I haven't made a definitive answer or a decision on what it is that I want to do, I'm like, okay, let's go. And then on our way to there, I can get a call and somebody say, hey, I need you to come over here. And I'm tempted to be like, oh, okay, I'll be there in a minute. But it's like I've already made a commitment to go here. But because I'm indecisive or I haven't decided this is what I'm doing, then I can end up anywhere. And that's not in life, that's not a good
That ain't a good space. That's because but a lot of times what I'm finding out, and I think there's a few parts in the book, and I'm gonna get to a couple of inserts, but I just want to make sure y'all got to get this book. You know what I'm saying? You got to get it. I think we should actually do a book reading club.
Yeah, that would be dope.
On this, you know what I'm saying?
That'd be dope.
You know what I'm saying? We got enough room in the spot. It'll be special invite only. I'm just going to tell you that right now. Special invite only. And we have a conversation around what men think, how we think, how we're moving, and a real conversation. And there's a lot of great people out there having conversations about manhood and things of that nature, but I don't think it's told in the way that we need to tell it.
Yeah.
I think people sugarcoat things a lot. Like, I think we're going to have a conversation. I'm going to see if I can bring it up now, but we're having this conversation right now in one of my groups where we're talking about what policies do the new president candidates have for black men in America?
Yeah,
right.
And that's not a conversation that I don't know is being had on the level that it should.
And it wasn't until they started putting out their platforms, there was a little pressure come about. Y'all ain't saying nothing about us. Like that ain't we don't hear nothing. Blah 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 blah. And so I think people steer away from those conversations, but I don't want to. I want to talk about the whole elected official piece. I mean, even for me, I've been elected official in the city of Pontiac since 2005.
Yeah, wow.
Right? Started as a precinct delegate, then worked my way through all the way to president of the school board, just finishing my term up. My term is up in December, my political space. We'll see what 2025 brings.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? But as that mark, I'll be done. And so... But there's some things in politics that I found out in education that politics don't fit in education. And it ticked me off once I came back for this second term, and came back and did a study. Like, I really put myself in an active study as the main character. I went undercover in the educational system. And I don't think that's what people truly understand that. And when you do that, you got to talk the talk. You got to talk the lingo. You got to do, make yourself almost, visible in a space where you feel invisible.
Yeah. Wow.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
And so, and then play some roles with people. They there to play the role, but you there just for a role.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
And so then they find out you ain't playing. And then now it's like, well, wait a minute, you an imposter. So let's find out some ways to get you up out of there.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
And so my wife asked me a couple days ago, she said, she's always that's my dog, man. That's the homie.
Yeah.
And she always watching, and she like, do you feel like you're over it? The hurt, the disappointment. And I said, now I do. Well after 3 months.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I do.
Yeah.
But then she also said, it's okay if you're not. And that made me feel like, okay, I'm in a safe space.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so let me ask you this, and you touched on it, you talked about a lot about it in the book, but relationships.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? And I don't want to give too much away about it, but explain the ideal of what it means for that man to have a better communication style in a relationship.
It's extremely important. You were just talking about literally who you have in your corner. Like there's no fight. When I talk about fight, I'm more specifically talking about an organized boxing match, or more. I just go with boxing. It's not the same with MMA and some of the other styles of fight competition, but specifically boxing. You have individuals in your corner that are speaking to you, that are instructing you, and you're not alone in this process of fighting. Even though you're the only one that's physically in the ring, throwing punches, blocking punches, dodging punches, and taking the beating. If that's the case, you're not doing it alone.
Mm-hmm.
And in life is very, very similar. The relationship that person has with the individuals in the corner is critical, because they can say something that will either ignite a fire or extinguish it, and it could be pivotal to the outcome of that fight. And it sounds like what you were describing is, you in the midst of a fight, and those simple words of encouragement, but yes, also yet validation in that you're free to not be okay, or you're free to whatever you decide. You good.
Yeah,
you keep fighting.
And that was, listen, it was so important. That was so important to me.
Yeah.
During this particular point in time, because it was the first time in my life that I didn't have the control that I thought I did.
Yeah.
That I couldn't control this situation.
Yeah.
But then also having, because of our faith, and we're going to talk a lot about that too, I had to do it with integrity and do the right thing.
Yep.
And I remember specifically saying in the moment of it is that you got to do what's right, even if somebody not.
You have to.
Yep. And some people, and to me, it was a growth, it was maturity.
Yeah.
And I looked at it as passive aggressive behavior. Like we were taught not to be passive aggressive, right? Like we were always, you know what I'm saying? And I can say that with you because we learn the same things. Like we're not passive aggressive. Say it with your chest is, I'm saying it with my chest.
Right.
When I walk in a room, this is who I am.
Yep.
I'm a man of authority. When I decide to do something, I made a decision to do something.
Yeah.
And then you go into these spaces where you thinking people are there for the same thing, and then they turn around and they're passive aggressive in the nature of saying, well, we're going to turn that against you. Your aggression or some people can misconstrue it as aggression because you angry about something. Like, that hurt.
Yeah.
I bleed.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? That's intimidating to me. That's you scaring me.
Wow.
And those type of plays where it's actually a play.
Yeah.
Like it's not, it is really a tactic, a strategy that passive aggressive people use in a defense when they know they done something wrong.
And the flip side of say it with your chest is, if you think about, we both understand what it means, to be bold about it, say it with some aggression, say it with some authority. But the flip side of that is, if you saying it with your chest, is almost not saying anything at all, but just being present. Sometimes
exactly.
Sometimes our mere presence is enough.
The power of silence.
And in the midst, and that's
I learned that.
Right.
I learned. I was like, I am saying it with my chest,
man.
Like when I got quiet,
It got louder.
It got louder, and the complaints got more.
Yeah.
And I was bruh,
Confused.
You talk about confused. Yeah. I was like, because now wait a minute.
The expectation is for you to respond outwardly.
Yes.
But when you respond inwardly, and as men, that's something that we got to learn. I mean, human beings, period.
Yeah.
Because everything doesn't require your response outwardly.
Yes.
Sometimes your response is, okay. I mean, and we've been raised by those adults that they don't have to say much.
Right.
It's just a look. It's enough.
Yeah.
And you already know. You already know what time it is.
Yes.
And it's like when you mature to that place, when we get in situations, it's like saying it with your chest. Sometimes it's like, okay.
And see, I thought I was there. Yeah. And that was the thing. That was this thing. And that's why I'm grateful for it. Mm-hmm. I make no mistake about it. I wouldn't change a thing.
Yeah.
I would not change a thing at all. Being intentional.
Yeah.
And it made me more specific in what I know I need to do. It tightened my focus. Yeah. Right? So in the book you say screen pass and blocking.
Yeah.
And if you haven't got the copy of the book, you got to get a copy of the book. You can get it on Amazon, right?
It's on Amazon, and we'll talk about it a little bit later. I actually have
book
depending on when
signing,
you watch it, book signing that's coming up.
For sure.
Yeah, we talk about that. But
okay.
Yeah, go
so we talk about screen pass and blocking, and a lot of the book has a football
theme
to it.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
It has a football theme to it, and that's just what we are and who we are, right? So, talk about screen pass and blocking for a minute, because I think this kind of segues into that.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a type of play that's run when you're in football. Mm-hmm. Offensively, a screen pass is done where there's a group of blockers that's set up in front of the person that's going to have the ball, and it allows, or it's supposed, the way it's set up, it's supposed to help the individual that's carrying the ball make a good effort up the field to score. And every down, every opportunity that you have the ball in your hand, that's the goal. Mm-hmm. Right? The goal is to advance up the field and eventually score. And in life, that's kind of how we live, right? It's to make advancements in our career, in our relationships, in our finances, and we have goals, things that whether it's relationship goals, spiritual goals, weight loss goals, and everything happens over a period of time. And it's important to set up certain screens or certain things that kind of block, the defense that's coming at you. And that's the other part of the screen pass play is the blockers. And in life, man, if you don't block if you don't set up blocks, then you're liable to get your head torn off, which is, in football, very, very similar. So relating, taking that term from football and relating it to life, again, it's, again, we would love, and that's why I love the whole trust the process. Mm-hmm. Everybody would love to catch a touchdown pass every down or every opportunity. Mm-hmm. You want to go for that 50-yard touchdown, 70, but the reality is those come ever so often. But more than not, the majority of the game that's played is inch by inch. Mm-hmm. Is advance. As long as you advance, it's all about making progress, and that progress is important. It's just as important as scoring the touchdown on a big play, because whether you scored a touchdown on a 2-yard run or a 50-yard pass, the touchdown is still just 6 points. But you reach your goal. Yeah. So the goal is reach the goal.
Right.
Don't get caught up in the details. That's how we get in our own way. So that's again, really, that's you brought up a portion of the book, but literally, that's what the book is about. How can I take something that make sense to me, like football. You know, people that watch it, or even people that don't watch it. You know, you can learn about it and how it goes, and be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But then you take that same thing and you apply it to life, and it's like, oh, I never thought about it like that. So every day I wake up, the goal is to make some advances towards my goal. Like I may not hit the goal today, but if I move the ball 5, 10 yards up the field, I'm closer to the goal.
Man, listen, y'all, man. Look, I man, he dropped some nuggets. He dropped some nuggets tonight. Listen, again, you got to get the book. And fellas, you know, it's Sweetest Day this weekend, ladies. It's Sweetest Day.
Perfect.
You know what I'm saying?
Perfect.
You want to try to get him to understand. You want to understand him better? Read this book.
Yeah.
You want to have go into his mind and have a session to yourself and secrets. Don't listen to your girlfriend with the fourth boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? Don't listen to your girlfriend that's on her fourth boyfriend and ain't never been married, ain't never crossed that line. That's your husband.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all got kids together. Get this book.
Yeah.
Get this book. Get him actively involved. You got a book signing.
Yes.
You got a book. Let's talk about that for a minute before we get up out of here.
For sure. So October 20th, at my church, Perfecting Church, right after the 10:45 service. So, you know, service starts approximately 10:45, and right after that service, which ends somewhere around 12:30 or so, between 12:30, there'll be an opportunity to buy the book, and I'll be there signing the book and taking pictures. You know, just an opportunity to fellowship and another opportunity to you know, be face to face with some people. And man, I would love, you know, anybody watching to, you know, meet me there. It'll be great.
And if they need to get a hold to you, where can they find you at? What's your handles?
Author Mike Sears on all social media outlets. So Author Mike Sears, you can DM me there. Also, www.authormikesears.com. And so the website is up. I'm still tweaking it, you know, but you can still reach me there.
Gotcha. Yep. Gotcha. Listen, man, it's been real. This is the first of many. Say it with your chest,
man.
I hope y'all really got something out of this. I definitely did. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna chop it up. We're gonna give y'all some behind the scenes. We're gonna really clean it up for you. Make sure that you got an experience. If it's something that you heard on here and you know you got somebody that can use it, all we asking is that you like, share, and subscribe.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Specifically share it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And, you know, one thing about being transparent about things that you go through is going to help people who are going through what you probably go through. So I want to leave you, you know, with this thought from me is never be afraid of who you are. Always just be authentically you.
Man.
Right?
It's real.
I had this, it was like a picture up and it says, be a voice, not an echo.
That's powerful.
Be a voice, not an echo.
Yeah.
And so I need people to start, specifically men, and I think that's just a space that we've grown to be in and have conversations about. And, you know, of course there's cancel culture. There's a whole lot of things.
Man. A lot of stuff.
But just like we started to use our platform, I'm encouraging you to do the same.
Yeah.
And if there's some things that you heard, you know, don't be afraid to inbox us or email us. You know, you can see me at Gil Gare Facebook or Messenger, or, you know, go to the Trust the Process page, things of that nature that you may or may not agree with, that you may want to challenge or something like that. Yeah. You know, let's take it out there. You know what I'm saying? But also, if there are some things that you want to talk about, you want us to discuss specifically, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? We here for that. We talk about experience.
Yeah.
You know,
real talk.
We ain't hit it all here.
Yeah.
Like, but
no,
we talk about some experience. Yeah. Like, we're gonna talk all this when you talk about public education. Like how we met is they shut his school down, brought his middle school to our school.
Yeah, because it was more space.
It's more space
that wasn't being used.
Exactly.
So they put two schools together. Yeah.
They put two schools together from the opposite side of the tracks.
Yeah.
And then say don't talk to each other.
And keep it copacetic. You stay on that side.
So, I mean, literally passing each other.
Yeah.
Like it was like chickens or something.
Yeah.
When we sit back and think about it.
Yeah.
So there's really nothing new up under the sun. But we connected through music. We found a band. Thank Miss Trumbull. Thank you so much. You know, we found that band and we found how to do things together. And we found out how to bring our classmates along with us.
Yeah. How to come together.
You know what I'm saying?
How to come together.
And we did that as young men.
Yeah.
You know, and kind of been going through it all our lives. So, you know, what you got for them?
That was good. Based on coming together, my cousin, shout out to my cousin, he brought my wife and I a gift that and it was some t-shirts and it was words on the t-shirts, and individually those words didn't make sense. And first we were both, my wife and I, because we opened the gift, you know, separately apart from each other, and we were both like, this don't even make sense. But what it said was, you are better together than you are apart. But in order for that statement to be read that way, we had to be together.
And that's dope.
Yeah, and it's like when you're talking about how we were in a building and we were meant to be separate, but we found a way to come together, and that's what we've been doing our entire lives, is finding ways to bring people together.
For sure.
Like literally, if we continue to work apart from each other in silos, man, we missing the picture. Yeah. Like, I need you. Like, I'm better when we're together than if we keep trying to do stuff apart. And so I just want to, I want to leave people with that. Like, the purpose of writing this book, the purpose of us doing this Say It With Your Chest podcast, it's time to bring people together.
For sure.
It's time for us to do things better together, whether it's resources, whether it's information, whatever it is. It's like, it's time to come together.
For sure. Well, that's it. That's it, y'all, man. We appreciate y'all, man. Thank you for tuning in. Again, like, share, and subscribe. We'll definitely holler at y'all next week, man. We're going to have it a little bit more tune, a little bit more, it's a little flair, a little action. You know what I'm saying? More of our style. But you see it. And if you get the invite, know that it's special.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And you got something to bring to the table. If you're working to get the invite, you know what I'm saying? Keep working because you got something to bring to the table. Absolutely. So, peace. We out of here, man.